Over here in the west, we've had another long, hot, dry summer. And this late in the season, well, things can start looking a little bit drab, both in the bush and in our gardens. But don't worry, with our incredible flora, there's always something putting on a show. And today, we're going to have a look at some standout performers from an iconic Australian genus, the Banksia. This one's a classic, Banksia prinotes, or acorn Banksia, with a range that extends from Geraldton to the north of Perth, through the Swan Coastal Plain and down into parts of the Wheatbelt and southwest WA. It flowers from late summer through winter and suits a range of soils. That's just one. There's 76 species from around Australia, with most coming from WA, and there's no better place to see them in cultivation than here at Kings Park in Perth. Take a look at this one. It's Banksia lindleyana, or porcupine Banksia, because it's prickly. Now, Banksia flowers are really interesting. They're not one flower, but in fact they're made up of hundreds, if not thousands, of tiny flowers in pairs. This one comes from the Geraldton region, both the coast and a little bit inland. And it displays a feature known as lignotubers, which is common to a number of Banksia species. And this is a woody swelling at the base of the stem. And it means that if fire comes through, or after extreme drought, it springs back to life. So it's an adaptation from a very tough climate. This is Banksia ashbyi, and it comes up from around Geraldton up to Shark Bay. So it likes coastal free-draining soils. Now, its habit can range from 1 metre right up to about 8 metres, and of course the smaller stunted ones come from really tough conditions where they get belted by winds. One of the things I love about this species is it's got a really extended flowering period, from late summer right through autumn, winter, and even into spring. I mean, just look at this flower. But the great thing is you can see pretty much every stage of flower development, from the early buds through to the immature flower, the full flower, and then also the seed pods, or the woody fruit. Banksias come in all shapes and sizes. Just take a look at this. No serrated leaves, low growing form, and have a look at the flowers. It's purple, as opposed to the more common yellow or orange. This is Banksia violacea, or violet Banksia, as the flower colour suggests. It's low growing, the flowers are around the base, and it presents them to ground-dwelling marsupials for pollination. And this comes from Esperance, on the south coast of WA. Again, it likes sandy soils, but will grow a little bit inland. I think it's an absolute ripper. Well, there's a snapshot of a fascinating group of plants, many of which are flowering during a very tough time of year. And whilst the plants we saw today are from WA, there are Banksias from right around the country, including a number of very popular cultivars. But don't just choose them for their flower. Their foliage, their form, and of course the woody fruits will all add something to your garden. And of course the flowers, well, they're just a magnet for wildlife.